Welcome everybody live to the Brevard Sports Network, live from the home of the Space Coast Panthers. I am not Caleb Brown, I am Jackson Robb, and we are getting set here for the 8U game to start between the Space Coast Panthers and the Eustis Panthers. The Panther Bowl, if you will, here from Space Coast today. It is 8U, but we're going to have a kickoff here. Only have rosters for Space Coast. And there's the kick, and it's a nice one, and we are underway. That one, Eustis has to fall on it. They will. And that is where they will start. First down, Eustis at their own 31-yard line. Space Coast 6U won the last game. Now we have 8U. And Eustis will start with the ball. First down and 10. Eustis at their own 31-yard line. I should have lined up first down at their own 33 now. So first down, Space Coast. What's the time like for quarters in this one? 8 minute quarters. And then just standard. All right. For the 8U game, it's 8-minute quarters here. 4 8-minute quarters. Again, we don't have time here today. The scoreboard is down. So I would just know what quarter it is, not the time. First down now for Eustis at their own 33. Don't have rosters for Eustis. So they get set for first down. First down, Eustis. Man in motion, they give to him, number 19. He's got the edge on the jet sweep. Number 19 cutting back, breaking tackles, and that's a great gain on first down for Eustis on the jet sweep to number 19 as he gets it up around the first down line to gain, and it will be a Eustis Panthers first down as they pick up a gain of about 11 there. First down and 10. Eustis at their own 45 now. That's a good gain on first on the jet sweep to number 19. First down, Eustis at their own 45. As Eustis gets set now for first down again. Quarterback under center. Turn give. Here's the running back on the carry, number 26, it looks like. Great job by the Space Coast front there to bring him down immediately. Number 19 in there on the tackle, Kyler Wright. Good stop there by Space Coast on first down. Only a gain of 1 by Eustis. Second down and 9 coming up now for the Eustis Panthers. Second and 9. And we got whistles and movement before the play started there. And that will be a false start coming on Eustis, so that'll back them up 5. And that'll bring up second down and 14 now for the Eustis Panthers back at their own 41-yard line. So now second and long for Eustis. Still have 2 more games after this, 10U and 12U, 14U game. Eustis couldn't make the trip, so 2 more games here on the Brevard Sports Network following this one. Second down and 14 now for Eustis at their own 41. The turn give on the end around there to number 15, but he's brought down to the backfield for a loss by number 54. Carson Carter with a good stop there. That'll be a loss of about 3. Third down and 17 now for Eustis. Back at their own 38-yard line now, so great job by Space Coast knocking them back. Is in the huddle. Eustis game planning for 3rd and long. Still 0-0 here in the first quarter, as you see at the top of your screen. 3rd down and 17. Eustis now stuck at their own 38. Quarterback under center again. See who gets it. He's going to turn and give the end around number 19 again. Looking to get it, but the handoff was muffed on the ground. Luckily, number 19 scoops it up. But that's a big loss of about 7 more. That's going to bring up 4th down and forever. So Eustis' first drive started solid, but after that, it was tough sledding from there as the Space Coast defense stood up nicely, and this will be the punt, as they won't physically kick it, but it is the equivalent. First down now for Space Coast at their own 36-yard line. That's where they will take over for their first drive of the game. Now Space Coast game planning in the huddle for their first down play. First down and 10 now. Space Coast at their own 36-yard line. Quarterback number 10 rolling out right, scrambling. He's going to take off here. Gets around the corner, turning it upfield. Number 10, Aiden Sandy. Sandy down the sideline. It's a foot race. Sandy, one man to beat, and he will be brought down inside the 20 for a huge gain. First down, Space Coast on a gain of 45 on the run by quarterback Aiden Sandy. Big play by Sandy there. Got around the edge. Last man, number 24, ended up bringing him down. That is a big first down and a gain of 45. First down, Space Coast inside the red zone. Already on their first drive of the game. I believe this team and the 10U team are undefeated. So, a juggernaut of a Space Coast team playing here in the MFYC. First down, Space Coast at the 20, the Eustis 20. Aiden Sandy again under center. Sandy drops, turns, gives to number 54, who will get brought down around the line of scrimmage. Carson Carter on the carry. And that will bring up second down now and 10 for Space Coast. Carter coming off there after that run. Coming in, number 12, Brayson George. Second down and about 8 now for Space Coast at the Eustis 18. Low snap, ball on the ground. It's jumped on there by Aiden Sandy, as that ball seemed like it didn't really get snapped. As they all moved and the ball was still sitting there, Sandy falls on it. That one was not a planned trick play. That ball just wasn't snapped. So that'll bring up third down and 8, or 3rd and 7 now for Space Coast. Big third down here inside the red zone. Want to get a opening drive score for sure. Third down and 7 for Space Coast. Sandy drops the ball again on the snap. Another mistake on the snap there, and that'll force a 4th down and long now for Space Coast. So 2 straight plays, that ball ends up on the ground off the snap. That could be a drive killer. 4th down and 7 now for Space Coast. They're inside the red zone. I mean, their first play of the game was a big run, and then since then, just got to get those snaps up. 4th down and 7 for Space Coast inside the red zone. Got to go for it here. It's still Aiden Sandy under center. 4th down and 7. Sandy scrambling to the left side, trying to turn it upfield, but great job by the Eustis defense. Number 74 brings him down there. And number 16. So that's a big stop there by the Eustis defense there after a big first down play by Space Coast to put him in the red zone. Eustis barely allows any more yards. That'll be a turnover on downs. 1st down Eustis taking over at their own 17-yard line. What a night of high school football we had last night here on the Brevard Sports Network. So we got whistles here before the play. Timeout, Space Coast here. Midway through the first quarter, still 0-0 here from Space Coast. Here on the Brevard Sports Network, you guys got like football week. Monday night football, Thursday night football, Friday night lights, and now Saturday football. Getting all the levels. And we had JV football, varsity, youth. I know there's college football on, but you know what? We don't want to see Alabama go kill somebody in the SEC. I think it's Texas A&M. I mean, we're going to have some good games out here at Space Coast. And what other games are you going to watch? College game days at Kansas, for Pete's sake. What does that tell you? No disrespect to Kansas, of course. Congratulations, but that's the reality of it. 1st down and 10 now following the turnover on downs. Eustis takes over at their own 17-yard line. And flags down before the play. Some movement there before the ball was snapped. That'll be a false start on Eustis. Tough break there to start the drive, but the bigger part of that is now they're getting deeper and deeper in their own territory. Now it'll be 1st and 15 at their own 12-yard line. First down and 15 now for Eustis back at their own 12. First down and 15. Eustis now. Looks like a sort of I formation here. Quarterback under center for 1st down. They're going to turn and run to the left side, trying to get around the edge. That's a big loss there, forced by that Space Coast defense. Trying to see who that was by. Looks like number 11, Chase Galantine. And that is a big loss. It'll be 2nd down and about 20 now on the loss of 5 back at their own 7-yard line. Getting in dangerous territory here of possible safety. Again, don't have rosters for Eustis, so it'll just be numbers for them. So now 2nd down and 20, Eustis back at their own 7-yard line. Dangerous territory for the Eustis Panthers. And early on in the 8U game, quarterback turns, gives to big number 5 on the back here, breaks the tackle. Number 5 thundering through defenders. Number 5 in open space down the sideline. It's a foot race, and number 5 is going to take it 50, 40, 30. Can he stay up? The long run for a 93-yard Eustis touchdown. Number 5 on the carry. again for a 93-yard touchdown. What a run as he just bowled through tackle after tackle at the line of scrimmage, got into that second level, and then it was a foot race. Number 5 didn't slow at all as he just flew down the sideline. That's a big back there, and he's got some speed too. That's a 93-yard Eustis Panthers touchdown here in the first quarter to put him ahead 6-0. "93-yard touchdown is impressive in any level of football, but 8U, that's a long way to run. He kept his pace all the way. So now Eustis jumps out to the 6-0 lead. And again, if I'm not mistaken, Space Coast is undefeated. So this would be a big win for Eustis if they could pick it up for Space Coast's homecoming weekend. So they're going to go for one here. The run for one. Number 24 going to try and run around the edge. He'll be wrapped up and brought down, though. No good. Great pursuit there and stop by Space Coast, but nevertheless, it is a Eustis Panthers lead now in the first quarter, 6-0. They lead the Panther Bowl early. The big 93-yard touchdown run by number 5 for Eustis. Well, I mean, you looked at it like it was. The first drive for Eustis didn't go anywhere, so then they're forced to punt. Then Space Coast, they had a huge first play. It looked like they might be able to score. Then they couldn't move. And then Eustis gets the ball back and immediately scores. So definitely already been different levels of this game. And we are not even a full quarter in. So we got to be close to the end of the first quarter, I would imagine, with 8-minute quarters here. Great setup here at Space Coast. This is a new team for us this year, I believe, on Brevard Sports Network, the Space Coast Panthers. And they are a good football team, too. They play in the MFYC. Mid-Florida Youth Football and Cheer. Saw the 6U flag game before this one. Caleb Brown on the call for that one. He'll be my producer now and color commentator when the later games come. My 8U roster again shows all the elementary schools these players attend. I mean, they got a lot. They come from a lot of different places, and it's interesting to see that because you get players like Space Coast, for Space Coast, come from a lot of different schools. And, you know, as you get up towards the levels, the high school, obviously, well, you're just coming from one. Really, when you're in like 14U, 12U, middle school and high school, there's really 1, 2, maybe 3 that you're going to pull out of. An elementary, I could count probably double digits. Just an interesting note there for Space Coast. Here's the kickoff. Eustis is first. That one just stops on a dime at the 44. So that is where Space Coast will take over. Actually, that's the that is the 39. So first down, Space Coast at their own 39-yard line. So that was an interesting kickoff. A good one by Eustis, but it stops on a dime when it hit the ground there. An interesting kickoff, not necessarily a backspin, not a roll. It just stopped on a dime at the 39 and said, "That's where I'm standing." First down and 10 now for Space Coast at their own 40-yard line. Solid starting position for the Space Coast Panthers. First down and 10 now for Space Coast. At their own 40, they try and do the jet sweep. Their ball's on the ground. They were looking to give it to Jace McGee, but they have to fall on it there. That'll bring up second down and long. Yeah, their first drive was killed by those. That one wasn't a snap mistake, but those like fumbles and balls left on the ground. So already falling them back here due to that. That'll be a loss of 3. Second and 13 for Space Coast back at their own 37-yard line. Quarterback turns, gives on the jet sweep this time to McGee. McGee gets it this time, and McGee's trying to get the edge. He's turning it up the sideline, and that'll be a gain of about 13, and I believe will be a Space Coast Panther first down. Yes, it will be. Big run there by Jace McGee. First down, Space Coast at the 50-yard line. We're actually now to the Eustis 49-yard line. First down, Panthers. First down, Space Coast at the Eustis 49. Let's try. They're looking to tie this one up here. Got to be late in the first quarter. First down, Space Coast. And we got flags down before the play. That one will come on Eustis. Offsides on the Eustis Panthers there. So that'll move Space Coast up for a more manageable 1st and 5. Only now at the Eustis 44. Solid drive. Both drives now for Space Coast into Eustis territory. Last time they got all the way down in the red zone before they got stopped. And now we'll see if they can get another run down there and maybe get some points on the board this time. Try and tie the game or take the lead. First down and 5. Space Coast at the Eustis 44. Brayson George, the quarterback, in now instead of Adam Sandy. George picks it up. He's going to take off. Brayson George trying to get around the edge, but he's brought down at the line of scrimmage for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 5 now for Space Coast at the Eustis. There'll be a loss of 1. 2nd and 6. Space Coast at the Eustis 45. And we got a Space Coast Panthers timeout here ahead of 2nd and 6. That's their second of the half already. Only one is left. And this drive, second quarterback we've seen for Space Coast. They started with Aiden Sandy. Now it's Brayson George. Today's games are sponsored by Trey's Ice, Holy Smoke Barbecue, K-Ball Construction, and American Air and Plumbing. Thanks to all of them for sponsoring today's games live here from Space Coast. Our BSN Youth Football Games of the Week. The Eustis Panthers at the Space Coast Panthers. Here in what I'm calling the Panther Bowl. Or Bowls. 2nd down and 6 for Space Coast at the Eustis 45. So here comes 2nd and 6 Space Coast. Brayson George under center here. George with the snap. He's going to roll out left. And he's going to try and scramble and take off here. But great job by the Eustis defense, forcing no gain. Now it's 3rd and 6. Seemed like Space Coast coach is not happy with the play execution there. Third down and 6 coming up now for Space Coast at the Eustis 45. Third down now for Space Coast in Eustis territory. Got to get some yards here. The last few plays have gone nowhere. They started with a 1st and 5, now 3rd and 6. George under center, turns, gives on the jet sweep to number 4 there. Trying to cut it upfield there is Darius Crumpton. And he'll get up a decent amount of yards. That'll make it 4th and short now for Space Coast. That'll be 4th down and 4. 4th down and 4 for Space Coast. 4th and 3 at the Eustis 42. 4th and short, 4th and manageable for Space Coast now in Eustis territory. And they will go for it this time. Fourth down and 3, Space Coast at the Eustis 42. Multiple backs in the backfield with Brayson George. George drops, turns, gives to number 4 again, and he's wrapped up and brought down for a loss of 3 and a turnover on downs. First down, Eustis at their own 45-yard line. Big stop there. They got Crumpton in the backfield for a loss. First down, Eustis now at their own 45-yard line. So we get set now. First down, Eustis, their 3rd drive of the game. Last drive got the 93-yard touchdown run. Definitely have to watch out for number 5 with the ball. 6-0, Eustis leads. First down and 10, Eustis at their own 45. I believe we're still in the first quarter. This will be a long first quarter if so. 8-minute quarters here in this one. Quarterback number 26, he's going to roll out right. Running far back, and that's going to come back to get him as number 3, Joshawn Harley, with a huge loss brought upon Eustis. Second down and long now for Eustis, back at their own 37. Loss of 8, 2nd and 18 coming up for Eustis. As that is a big loss there in the scramble. As he's running farther and farther back as he tried to get the edge. Second down and 18 now for Eustis. Back at their own 37-yard line. Ball carrier rolling out to the near side, and he's wrapped up, brought down for another big loss. The Space Coast defense doing a great job. Darius Crumpton on the tackle for loss that time. Besides the touchdown, the big touchdown run, Space Coast has done a great job containing Eustis. As now it's 3rd down and a trip to Eustis to get this one. Officially, it is 3rd and 21 for Eustis back at their own 34-yard line. Third down and 21 for the Eustis Panthers. As there are flags down before the play. Might look to be a false start. And there it is, false start Eustis. So what was third and long becomes third and longer. 3rd and 26. 3rd and 26 for Eustis back at their own 29. Third and 26, Eustis back at their own 29. There's the toss to the edge, and he's brought down for another loss. As the Space Coast defense, ever since Eustis got the ball back, just pushed them back for a loss of 20 yards in all. And now it'll be a punt. First down, Space Coast. They take over again on their 3rd drive. Still trying to get on the board here early in this one. They trail at 6-0. First down, Space Coast as they take over at their own 40-yard line. Another drive for Space Coast. All their drives have ended in Eustis territory, but they want to turn these into scoring opportunities. First down and 10. Space Coast at their own 40 following the Eustis punt. Quarterback turns, gives on the jet sweep. Number 7 trying to get it upfield, but Eustis defense with a good stand there. Jace McGee on the carry. As we got a timeout here coming. The final timeout of the half for Space Coast already here. Eustis leads it 6-0 here in the first half. Again, it's homecoming weekend here for Space Coast as the Space Coast Panthers take their 3rd and final timeout of the first half. Now coming out of the timeout, it'll be 2nd down. 2nd down and 8 for Space Coast at their own 42-yard line. Second and 8, Space Coast at their own 42-yard line. The quarterback had to drop back to pass. Over the top, Sandy had a receiver there. Just underthrown, looking for Darius Crumpton as Aiden Sandy comes back in at quarterback. It's a good throw right there on a deep ball. 3rd down and 8 coming up now for Space Coast at their own 42. Third down and 8 coming for Space Coast now at their own 42-yard line. Following the incompletion by Sandy. As Sandy stays in at quarterback. Aiden Sandy, we've seen him and Brayson George. 3rd down and 8. Sandy with 3 backs, the ball not snapped. And that one will be picked up and stopped right there. 4th down and 8 coming up now for Space Coast, and that's about 3rd time that they have just missed the snap. The ball just stays on the ground. So Space Coast is going to punt here on 4th and 8. So now Eustis takes back over for another drive. Eustis leads this one 6-0 here in the first half. So Eustis takes over, 1st down and 10 at their own 22-yard line, it looks like. So following the punt, 1st down Eustis now. First down Eustis, quarterback under center here. He'll drop back, rolling left, throwing over the top. Has his receiver open, number 34, and it's a great throw. And it falls through the hands of his receiver, number 34. That would have been up towards the line to gain. Good throw there by number 14, rolling out, hitting his receiver in the hands, falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10 now for Eustis at their own 22. Second down and 10 now for Eustis following the incompletion on 1st. They're going to try and run it here and immediately brought down there. Great job on the loss again by Space Coast. And that'll bring up 3rd down and long. Timeout Eustis here. I believe their first of the half. As this will bring up, that big loss will bring up about a 3rd and 14 now for Eustis, back at their own 17-yard line. Third down and 14 now for Eustis, back at their own 17-yard line. Quarterback trying to flip it to the outside, number 14, and he's brought down for another loss by this Eustis the Space Coast defense. Man, besides the big run, 1 touchdown, they haven't allowed, I believe, any positive yards. Space Coast defense really making up for it now, as Eustis will have to punt. We'll see if the offense, with another shot here for Space Coast, can get them on the board, because if that offense starts rolling, Space Coast can take control of this game, I believe. That will bring up now 1st down Space Coast. Or actually, we come to halftime here with that one. Our score at halftime, the Eustis Panthers 6, the Space Coast Panthers 0. We'll be back soon for the start of the second half. Welcome back, everybody, live to the Brevard Sports Network as we get set to start half number 2 here of the 8U game from Space Coast as the Eustis Panthers lead the Space Coast Panthers in a defensive battle 6-0 on a 93-yard touchdown run, being the only score. Conversion was no good, and that's where we stand at 6-0. Seen two different quarterbacks today for Space Coast. Number 10, Aiden Sandy. Number 12, Brayson George. As Eustis will get set to kick to Space Coast to start the second half. As Eustis will kick off from their own 45. Eustis getting set to kick off. So here we go. Eustis getting set to kick off to start half number 2. Space Coast will get another shot to tie this game up or take the lead. And for Space Coast, it hasn't been that they have had no offensive success. They've made it into Eustis territory. They've made it down in the red zone before, but to no avail on these drives. So now, as we get set, half number 2 to begin. Eustis will kick it off. Number 34 looks to be the kicker. And we're underway in the second half. That one's a short little squib. And that one will be down, first down, Space Coast at their own 41. First down and 10 now. Space Coast on the first drive of the second half here in the 8U game. First down, Panthers at their own 41. No running backs in the backfield, just a quarterback under center. Sandy throws a quick screen underneath, caught by McGee. McGee trying to get around the edge, throws a stiff arm. McGee down the sideline. 40, 30, one man to beat. He beats him down the sideline, and Space Coast is gone on the first play of the second half. They tie the game. Jace McGee on a wide receiver screen for a touchdown. 59 yards for the score. Sandy to McGee. And that one didn't look probable to start down out there on the sideline getting pushed around. He stiff-armed a defender and then got some space, and then he just outran and broke some tackles. Not an easy run there by McGee. And now we have a tie football game here early in the third quarter. 6-6. Now this all-important extra point for Space Coast to take the lead. That's what's at stake here. As here comes Space Coast for the conversion, the go-ahead conversion. They will run it for 1. See if they can pick it up here. This will be for the lead. If not, we stay tied. Sandy flag down. They're going to run it here. George, I believe, got it in there. There was a flag down early. Offsides will come on Eustis, and that won't matter. So the extra point. It's good by Space Coast. And with that, the Space Coast Panthers jump out to a 7-6 lead on the first play of the second half. 59-yard pass or screen going for 59 from Aiden Sandy to Jace McGee for the Space Coast touchdown. And a big one there for them to not only get on the board but take the lead all in one fell swoop. So now it's Space Coast's turn. They'll kick off now from their own 45 as Eustis will get set to take their first drive of the second half. Now trailing by 1. First now for the kickoff for Space Coast. And that drive, man, it's just one play was all it took. And I said in the second half they want to get some points on the board, and they did that as soon as physically possible. Now Space Coast will kick it away here following the touchdown. Number 4, Darius Crumpton, the kicker. A solid kick there. Bouncing down. Eustis has to fall on it. They do it the last minute there. Number 15 falls on it for Eustis. And now the Eustis Panthers will take over first down and 10 here on their first drive of the second half. Now Eustis will take over. Besides their one big 93-yard touchdown run, they have struggled to get around that Space Coast defense. Many tackle for losses have come since then. So we'll see if they can get an offense going, because now that they trail, that is a concern at large, is moving the football. Before, when they were leading, it was more defense holding it down. Now it's the offense going to be forced to score some points. First down, Eustis at their own 33-yard line. So here we go, first down, Eustis at their own 33. Quarterback, and there's some movement before the play. That'll be a false start on Eustis. So that'll back them up already to a 1st and 15 back at their own 28. Tackle for losses are one thing, but then shooting yourselves in the foot with false start penalties is not ideal either. Now 1st and 15 for Eustis at their own 28-yard line. Again, don't have a time count. It's being kept on the field in the third quarter, early in the third quarter. We're at 7-6 Space Coast. As I believe the 8U team for Space Coast tries to stay undefeated. Eustis runs a jet sweep here, and that's actually going to pick up some solid yardage. That's about a gain of 7. Second down and 8 coming up, or second and 7 now on a gain of 8. As Eustis jumps up to and now their own 35 on the gain of 7 on the carry by number 14. Second down. Quarterback turns, gives right to the near side. Number 19 there runs into his own guy, cutting back and forth, trying to get up towards the sticks, and I think he gets there for a Eustis first down. We'll see. It's close. And that will be a Eustis Panthers first down. And that's big. That's their first down in quite a while. So the Eustis Panthers starting their drive off right and the second half off right. So both these teams' offenses looking good to start. First half was a defensive battle. 6-0 it was, now 7-6 Space Coast. First down, Eustis at their own 44. First down, ball on the ground on the snap. It's a fumble, it's still out, and I think Space Coast might be on that one. And there you have it, the muff snap leads to a turnover. It was a good start for Eustis, but not a good ending, as that'll be a fumble lost. First down, Space Coast, as this is a good start to the second half for the Space Coast Panthers with a touchdown and now a turnover forced. First down, Space Coast now at the Eustis 41-yard line. They got a 59-yard touchdown on their last drive. Won't have to go as far this time. But they've shown they can do it. And do it in the passing game, too. Touchdown was on a quick little screen pass to kind of let Jace McGee use his ability and get free. First down, Space Coast at the Eustis 41-yard line. Quarterback turns, gives, ball dropped on the handoff. That'll be a gain of 1 by Safula Jordan. A little misexchange there on the handoff, but Space Coast still falls on it. No worries there. A gain of 1. It'll be second down and 9. Second down and 9 for Space Coast at the Eustis 40. Second down 9, Space Coast to the Eustis 40. As they turn, give on the end around here to number 12. He's got space. Brayson George turning it upfield on the end around. And that will be, I believe, a Space Coast first down. Yes, it is. First down, Space Coast Panthers now down around the Eustis 30. First down, Space Coast to the Eustis 31-yard line. Solid drive now off the turnover for Space Coast as they look to take the lead, or extend the lead, rather. Midway through the third quarter here, 7-6 Space Coast leads. First down, Space Coast at the Eustis 31. Oh, snap, quarterback rolling right. He's going to take off down the sideline. Sandy, no one's going to catch him down the sideline. Touchdown, Space Coast. Number 10, Aiden Sandy with the quarterback keeper to the right side for a 31-yard Space Coast touchdown. His second of the day, first rushing. And now Space Coast jumps out to a 13-6 lead off the Aiden Sandy 31-yard touchdown run. That one went around the edge, and he just turned on the afterburners and got that one in for the score. As now they're going to go for the conversion. So now they'll run it for 1 here to try and go up by 8. So here we go. 1-point conversion from Space Coast. And they're going to try and run it around the edge, but good job stuffing the hole by Eustis, so that conversion's no good. And Space Coast now jumps out to a 7-point lead here in the third quarter. 13-6 on 13 unanswered points on their first two drives. They get some points off turnovers on this one, off their fumble recovery on the defensive side. And a nice start to the second half for the Space Coast Panthers and their effort to stay undefeated here in homecoming weekend. Touchdown is brought to you by our sponsors, Trey's Ice, Holy Smokes, K-Ball Construction, and American Air and Plumbing. So now Space Coast set to kick off following the touchdown. 13-6. Space Coast leads. As there's the kickoff following the touchdown. It's a good spiraling kick down, still bouncing around. Number 14 will scoop it up and try and return it. Trying to reverse field here. Number 14 has space. Number 14 down the sideline. McGee will bring him down around the 40. Closing off the edge there was Jason McGee, and he avoids letting that one spring any bigger than it was trending towards. Good return there by number 14 for Eustis. First down, Eustis at their own 40-yard line. Still here in the third quarter, 13-6. The lead for the Space Coast Panthers. First down, Eustis at their own 41-yard line. So here we go, first down, Eustis. First drive, they picked up a first down. That was a good point, but then it was a fumble that they lost. First down and 10. Eustis at their own 41. Quarterback running it up the middle here. That's number 5. He had a big touchdown, but that time he's dragged down after a little gain. Second down and 8 coming up. Eustis at their own 43. Second down now for Eustis, second and long. Going back to number 5 there on the carry. I mean, he has a 93-yard touchdown. Hard back it seems to bring down, but they got him that time. Now they're going to give it to number 13 on the jet sweep. Number 13 getting the edge there. Nearly sprung that one, but solid gain makes it third and short. Third and about 3 for Eustis at their own 49. Third down and 3 now for Eustis at their own 49-yard line. Quarterback under center here for third and short. Number 14 rolling out, tosses it. Number 5, that is, big number 5 pushes them forward for a Eustis first down, but there's a flag on the play. back in the backfield. As they're holding up the chain gang, so that means it'll be on Eustis. That'll be a hold on Eustis. Tough break there on the first down carry by number 5 will come back. And that'll make it 3rd down and long. 3rd down and 6 now. Or 3rd and 7 for Eustis. Actually, well, that's... Yeah. Now that is 3rd down and... 3rd and long for Eustis now. Guessing that was a spot foul or just maybe a 15-yard penalty. Motion for holding, but that's 3rd and long. It was 3rd and 3 before. 3rd and long for Eustis back at their own 35. Yeah, so 3rd and 16. So that was a 15-yard penalty on the hold. Third down and 16 for Eustis. Quarterback under center. Ball on the ground. Mistake on the handoff there. Number 5 will fall on it, but that's a big loss on 3rd and already long. So that'll probably be a punt here, I would say, for Eustis. So now Space Coast will get the ball back here once again here in... Nope, they're going for it on 4th down. I would be mistaken. 4th and 21 for Eustis, all the way back at their own 30-yard line. This one's going to be a hard one to get. 4th down and 21 for Eustis at their own 30. Space Coast leads at 13-6. Fourth down and 21 for Eustis. Back at their own 30. They're going for it here, trailing by 7. Here we go. Quarterback rolling, trying to get the edge. Number 14 trying to turn it upfield. And that won't happen as he gets pushed out of bounds for a loss. And a great stop by the Space Coast Panthers. Defense there, and now they take over and turnover on downs. First down, Space goes inside the Eustis 30 with a 3rd straight drive with an opportunity to score. First down, Space Coast now at the Eustis 29-yard line. Last time their touchdown was from 31 yards out. First one's from 59 yards out. So they are not really worried about field position with some of these scores. They'll just take it in from wherever they have it. First down, Space Coast at the Eustis 29. I believe still in the 3rd quarter. Or nope. First down, Space Coast now at the Eustis 29. Space Coast leads it 13-6. First down, Space Coast in Eustis territory to start. Quarterback turns, gives on the jet sweep. Number 12 trying to turn it upfield. He gets a short gain there on first. That is Brayson George. And Brayson with a solid gain there on first. That'll bring up about a 2nd down and 7 or 6 or 8. One of those. I'll go 2nd and 8 still to go for Space Coast at the Eustis 27. Only a gain of 2 there on first by Brayson George. So now 2nd down and 8. Space Coast at the Eustis 27-yard line. They lead by 7 here. In the second half. Second down and 8 now for Space Coast, as the 8U team tries to remain undefeated here on homecoming weekend. Quarterback drops. Sandy, the blitz is coming, and there will be a big sack by Eustis for a loss of about 3 on the sack there as they get to Aiden Sandy. 3rd down and 11 now for Space Coast back at the Eustis 30. Here we go, 3rd and 11, Space Coast at the Eustis 30-yard line. Space Coast leads by 7, trying to extend their lead on this drive. Sandy brings a man in motion. He'll give to him. Jace McGee on the jet sweep. McGee has the edge. There's a flag down. Jace McGee down the sideline, breaks a tackle. McGee, he's going to go all the way for a 30-yard Space Coast touchdown. But the flag down is going to be a hold. Tough break there for the Space Coast Panthers on the big 30-yard touchdown run by Jace McGee. I think they'll back him up here on the holding call. Yep, so that'll back him up. And that would have been McGee's 2nd touchdown of the game. He got their last one, or he got the 59-yard screen pass for the score. And that'll back him up. It'll back him up 10. Now 3rd down and 21 for Space Coast, all the way back at the Eustis 41. So that's 3rd and 22. So instead of a touchdown, now they face 3rd and 22. And that's the difference of a holding penalty. We'll see if they go back to that play that just worked. Jet sweep of sorts. So here they go. Sandy turns, gives up the middle to George. And George with a short gain, not enough on 3rd and long. Gets about a gain of 5. 4th down and 17 for Space Coast at the Eustis 36-yard line. 4th and 17 now for Space Coast, and looks like they're going to go for it in Eustis territory late in the game. No real loss in trying. Fourth down and 17. Space Coast at the Eustis 36-yard line. Space Coast leads by 7. Quarterback dropping back, nearly sacked there. Got to get it away. Blitz coming. He's going to take off. Aiden Sandy breaks a tackle. Sandy down the sideline, drops the football. And the fumble is recovered by Space Coast. But that'll be a turnover on downs. And that is a tough break, a bizarre situation there, as Aiden Sandy running with space, possibly a touchdown, and ball falls out of his hands, and that turns into a turnover on downs. So tough break on that drive. Big touchdown called back with a holding penalty. Possible touchdown there. Ball fumbled, so not ideal for Space Coast. Now Eustis will take over, first down and 10 of their own 21. I mean, when he fumbled, I mean, he was only 2 yards away from the first two. They at least could have picked up the first down. But no, first down Eustis at their own 21 here in the fourth quarter. First down and 10. Now for Eustis at their own 21-yard line. Trailing by 7. They need a good drive here. It'd have to be a long one. Quarterback going to turn, give. Trying to get around the edge. He's running farther and farther back. Now he turns it upfield, going north instead of south, and that's a solid gain on first down for Eustis, but he had to run a lot more yards behind the line than he did in front of the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up second down and long still for Eustis. About a 2nd and 9, only a gain of 1 there eventually on the play. Second down and 9 now for Eustis at their own 22-yard line. Here in the fourth quarter, Eustis trailing by 7. Quarterback under center whistles. That'll be a false start. And that's a costly penalty here on 2nd and long. So that'll back them up for 2nd and 14 now. Back at their own 17-yard line. Not where you want to be if you're Eustis with a 2nd and long when you need to drive down to get a touchdown. Second down and 14 now for Eustis at their own 17-yard line. Got to get a score on this drive. They trail by 7 in the fourth. Still a winnable game for them. They had a 93-yard touchdown to get them on the board, so and get the big score plays too. They'll give it to number 5, the man who got him that touchdown. Number 5 breaking tackles again. Number 5 breaking tackles in open space. Number 5 down the seam. It's a foot race. Can anyone catch him? 30, 20, 15, 10. One man to beat. And he's dragged down, diving for the end zone. And he's down at the 1. Number 7 with a chase down. Chase McGee wraps him up, brings him down at the 1. A gain of 82. First and goal. Eustis at the 1. Timeout, Eustis. Wow. Number 5, 2 runs combining for 175 yards. Nearly 2 touchdowns, but he's 1 yard away. Timeout, Eustis here. They'll have first and goal at the 1. Touchdown and an extra point would tie the football game up here in the fourth quarter. Wow. I was just saying how they have the big playability. Give it back to number 5, and I don't know why he hasn't gotten more carries. They can't bring him down. He just starts running north, sheds tacklers left and right, and yeah, I don't see why he hasn't gotten every carry today. A lot of their other running backs haven't been able to turn it upfield as Space Coast just been getting them in the backfield. You know, I would definitely want to play him here at the goal line too. First and goal, Eustis at the 1 yard line. Trailing by 7 here in the fourth quarter to Space Coast. Seemed like for a while or early in the second half that Eustis might not be able to stay in this game as it seemed like Space Coast was rolling, but now the Eustis Panthers coming back here with a big surge of energy here. First and goal, Eustis at the 1. Here we go. First and goal. Eustis at the 1. I formation. The first back in the set is number 5. As they try and give a handoff, the ball's on the ground. Who has it? As that ball was ripped of the hands of the handoff. Timeout, Eustis. Eustis did recover, as it looked like. I mean, they had so many backs. I don't know. Quarterback was trying to give it to someone, a Space Coast defender. It looked like, I think, number 13, Maxwell Lucky, came in and just tried to take the handoff for his own. Either way, big play there almost. Now still second and goal at the 1 for Eustis. Coming out of the timeout, it'll be. And this is a big goal-to-go opportunity here. They trail by 7. Second down and goal. Eustis at the 1-yard line. So Eustis gets set, coming out of the timeout. Second and goal. Eustis at the 1. Got to hold on to the football. Here we go. Second and goal. Eustis at the 1-yard line in the fourth quarter. They trail by 7. Need the touchdown here. Second down and goal. Eustis now the only back in there now, number 5. Number 14, quarterback turns, gives it to number 5. He gets hit in the backfield immediately. They don't get in. And this Space Coast front, I don't know if they got to run shotgun or something, but under center just isn't working. It's third and goal now. Eustis at the 1. As the goal line stand would be huge by Space Coast. But yeah, the under center, man, they're getting to the quarterback before he can hand it off. Or when he does hand it off, they're already there. Third and goal. Eustis back to the 2-yard line. And now under center again. He's immediately tackled. Ball is out. Space Coast recovers. So that huge run by number 5 being brought down to the 1. That 1 yard makes all the difference. Goal line fumble. First down, Space Coast. And that was the last play of the game. Eustis needed the score. They don't get it. What a game. What a finish. The 8U Space Coast Panthers defeat the Eustis Panthers on the last play of the game with a big goal line stop. 13-6. Space Coast wins, and they remain undefeated here in homecoming weekend. As we'll have 10U coming up here soon. Again, final score, Space Coast 13, Eustis 6. Thanks for watching, everyone. Keep it tuned to BSN.